going to start this one the same way I started my last one, which means nothing to you in the general scheme of things, but if another video comes out and it starts off with, I appreciate all of you that watched the first video. I guess I should be staring at this, and I'm staring at that. See, this is what happens. Okay. If that video comes out before this one, we'll explain why I am filming in my car. But I'm going to go over it just real quick. It's because I know the first video was, excuse me, I gotta fix my mirror here, crappy, to say the least. That's on me. The reasoning behind it is that, one, it was probably some ungodly time of the morning. And two, it's because I have a hypersensitivity to light. So I was whispering because I didn't want to wake up Jordan. And it was low lighting on me. So actually both things are on me because I have, excuse me, sorry, hypersensitivity to light and sound. So I was trying to save myself because I always sound like I'm yelling, and then I'm realizing everybody's saying, but you're mumbling, and I'm like, maybe y'all are just going deaf. Could that be the case? Who knows? Alright, did that too much. Alright, so I came out to my car for several reasons. One, I can talk as loud as I want, even though my neighbors probably think I'm crazy right about now. So I won't wake up Jordan. But it does sound loud to me. Two, it can be bright lighting, and yet I can wear sunglasses, so haha. And three, I can kind of take you through what I called life lessons with my kids. I trapped them in the car. I drove them to school every day. I'll tell you, Jordan sat over here in the fetal position with his sweatshirt over his head because it was dark out when we left. The kids had to start school at 7, so we left at like 6:25. It was dark. They were grumpy. Peyton, not so much. She was some days awake and some days not, of course, just like me. Jordan just, I don't know, he was the quickest to wake up because he's like a lighter sleeper like me, but he was the grumpiest person in the car, so I don't know. He knows this. But I got to trap them in the car for a solid 15 minutes on the way to school. So I said, you know what's going to happen now, you guys, is you're going to start getting life lessons on the way to school. Things that I learned. You know, I want to be your hindsight, your 2020. I want to tell you things that I did growing up that never worked out well, or things I did when I went away to school that didn't work out well. And I regret some of that. So I told them to listen to me, please, because I don't want them to fail because I failed to give them information. That's not my job as a parent. My job is to give them all the vital information. And then if they still choose to make a poor mistake, I did tell them also that if they did something wrong, that I would be the first one to turn them in if I knew they were guilty. Some parents will be saying, what are you doing? How are you helping your kid by doing that? I'm teaching them that with bad choices comes the responsibility of making it right. doing the right thing, apologizing to whomever they wronged, and making amends, not only just financially or physically, but emotionally too. Maybe send a letter to that person, tell them how sorry you really are. That's when they learn. Don't talk to them like they're idiots. Some parents should understand that their children are actually book smart, probably more than we are. And to be honest, I am the first one to admit that to them. I'm not afraid to tell them anything or everything. Some things they probably don't want to hear. See, I went off on a tangent again. These are how these car rides are going to go. And this is exactly why they're like, oh, please, Mom, just shut up. Because I go off on one thing, and then I start another thing, and then they're wondering why they're anxious when they get to school. But these life lessons were important to me because as a parent, I felt it vital for them to know what happened when I made mistakes. And I made mistakes. Parents aren't perfect. Don't let your children think you're perfect. They'll be scared to death to tell you anything. If they think you've never done anything wrong ever in your life, the likelihood is that they're scared of the disappointment more than they're scared about the repercussions of the bad or the mistake, or however you want to put it. Okay. So back on to why I'm in the car and where I'm driving you today. I was going to drive you to the school. I think I will drive you over in that direction only because on the other video, I'm hoping to maybe merge them together. I did go to the school as I was going to go to that property, but I will take the other way. I'm off on another tangent. I feel like people talk to me. Anyway, so when I was driving both of them to high school, I was taking one way, and then when Jordan went off to college, I found another way that was a little quicker and that didn't aggravate me as much. So I started taking that way. And on the other video, I took you that way. But I'm actually taking you by a property that I want extremely badly. And the whole neighborhood's out this morning probably going, what is my neighbor doing filming in her driveway? Anywho, there's this property over there that I was going to actually try and purchase as a because it's on a it's a residential property. It's two properties actually put together, and we're being sold together, and it's a ginormous, it was 2.1 acres in the middle of commercial area. So it was like the last house standing, kind of last houses standing. Let me tell you, I even toured these houses. I went inside with this beautiful real estate agent. She's amazing. I love her. And I loved both of the houses. Love. And it's weird because they're ugly. They're not anything amazing. They're houses? I don't know what else to say about them. They're from maybe the 40s or the 50s. I don't remember, to be honest. And I was going to save them both. I was going to make sure that I could turn them into my very important business of a coffee house and community center. And again, place of zero. Like, I have no money. So I tried to get investors, but I am so focused on just starting and making sure I can take care of people that I am not able to focus on writing a business plan. But I also feel like it's my responsibility as the person that wants to start the business to write the business plan, because I feel like I should be the one to get my point across. Across. But darned if I'm not having the hardest time. I got sections of it together, but I feel like I can't explain truly how important this is and how sad it makes me that I can't do things to help people. Anywho, so I had this all planned out. The one house was going to be the coffee house. The other house, which is right next door to it, is going to be, of course, the community center / places where I was going to teach people about fitness and nutrition, and we were going to have sock hops again and ice cream socials, and I just wanted to have a place for teenagers to hang out and feel comfortable and be able to do good, positive things. You know, come in and play board games one night, or have a trivia night, or an open mic night. I know. And it's right down the street from the high school. Right down the street. Perfect. The only problem is I don't have $500,000. And that is, I mean, that's just to buy the property and maybe do a small amount of remodeling. That wasn't going to be anything great at first. I wanted to build up. The thing is, I can't give away too much about the whole concept. I mean, I did give quite a bit away, Mr. Squirrel move. It will happen. I just feel like I need this to happen sooner rather than later, because I don't want another woman to go another day thinking that this is all there is to life, because frankly, I'm upset that I can't get started now. Like, now. And I just keep feeling I'm getting this, like, I'm getting pushed. It's a very odd sensation. Like, you're supposed to be doing something already. Move. Well, somebody got my property. I don't even want to look to see who actually purchased it, because one, I'm scared they're going to rip the houses down. Scared to death, because the houses are so I feel like they're savable, you know? Like, I want to turn them into really cool hangouts, you know? Places for the kids to go where they feel comfortable, where they feel safe, where their parents know where they're at and know they're not doing bad things. Oh boy, we got a little construction up here. It's nice over here. It's a lot of, like, forest preserves, and looks like that's what they're doing, trimming the trees around the electrical and phone and that kind of thing. I have this gut-wrenching fear. I can't even explain it to you that they're just going to demolish these places and they're going to be gone. I can't. That hurts my heart. Why does that hurt my heart so much? Somebody that I don't even know built that place so many years ago with some integrity and some good lumber and some strong bones. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what hurts my heart. The good quality. The quality is going away. I feel like it's all that way. Like, back in the day, they really, when you put your name on something, it was like you stood by that, whatever it may be, because you put your heart and soul into it. And now it's just like, let me see how many I can make at once. Make them for the least amount of money and sell them for the most amount of money so that I can make a huge profit. Wouldn't the integrity of whatever it is you're making be more important to a consumer in the long run than somebody that just slaps something together and claims it's the same thing as something that's more properly made? I don't know. Maybe I have this attraction with this place because it's on 111th Street. I have this attraction to ones. I fear that once these places get ripped down, that something that's just made to order, kind of cookie cutter, people call it, I don't know, it makes me sad. So I'm going to save the integrity of these buildings because they're cute houses and they just need some work. That's all. They need a little bit of work, you know? Somebody to tell their story. I don't even know where that came from because I was not going to say that. Wow. Alrighty then. Alright, sidetracked again. Okay, so to begin with, I thought I was going to, start a fitness center or, something nutritionally focused. There's some good plans for this place. It has good bones. The thought process has been worked out. The strategy has been gone through in my brain over and over for a good, solid 10 years maybe. I've always wanted to own my own business. And I kept thinking it's got to be a business that means something to you, right? So, what is it? What gave you the most joy? What is going to make you love where you go to work every single day? Every single day. And change the life of either somebody you come in contact with or somebody that you're trying to help along the way. Period. I'm going to give away a few secrets here today. So, if you're in the fitness and nutrition industry, don't hate me. But the main thing that I have been teaching clients to understand before they even got started with me is that fitness and nutrition really have nothing to do with diet and exercise, and that's just like one of the biggest secrets that people don't understand, and I don't know why people keep it a secret. It's just so that everyone understands that in order to make their body function, oops, somebody got caught. To make their body function, I hope that wasn't me. I didn't go anywhere but move up a hair. The camera just flashed. I don't know what that was. I can see I didn't go. And I'm filming. Oh, great. You guys all saw it too, I hope. Could tell I rolled up a little bit, but I stopped. I wanted people to understand that in order to reach their fitness and nutrition goals, that it had nothing to do with diet and exercise. But the minute they started exercising with me, I tried to get them to understand that if you took your brain out of the equation, that you could do exercises forever. I mean, you could. Your brain is the thing that tells you to stop. I repeated that over and over again. The only thing stopping you from completing this exercise is your brain telling you you have to. And I also told them if they focused on their breathing, which is key in my book, one of the fundamentals of exercise, that they could take their brain out of the equation. And I know I have some clients out there going, oh my God, I can hear. She said this to me all the time. If you took your brain out of the equation by focusing on your breathing and getting your breathing right, because a lot of you are breathing wrong, one of the key parts of exercise is if you're not getting your breath right, you're just phoning it in to me. I'm going to be one of those people. You all are hard-assed about eating the right foods at the right times with the right things and the combos, and I get some of the combos, so I'm not poo-pooing the combos. But here's what I am poo-pooing, is that you have to eat every 2 hours, and this is what, eat when you're freaking hungry. Combine good quality foods with good amount of movement that you will get results. And the more effort you put into those things, the better your results are. I know that sounds so plain and simple and kind of mind-boggling, but here's my other thing. Have you even tried it that way before? Like when you go into work out and you say, I'm doing arms and shoulders today, or arms and abs, whatever your combo of things is. I like to break it up. That's just me by upper and lower and call it a day. But some people like to work out body parts. And I get it. You definitely have to work different body parts on different days and give your body at least 24 hours break in between. But the concepts aren't new. Like yoga has been around forever, and their main thing was breathing. We all breathe. I'm just saying, when you're doing exercises, you're not breathing correctly. So breathing, key. Gotta have the breathing. The second thing is, if you're not focusing on the muscles that you're supposed to be working on for the day, I mean, truly giving them their full attention. Like, I am lifting this weight with my bicep. It is so much more simple than a lot of things they have you doing out there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to minimize your time frame, not take up your whole damn life. It makes me angry when people call it a lifestyle or a diet. Oh, I hate those words with a passion. It's eating and moving. These aren't concepts that haven't been around since the dawn of time. I mean, truly. Let's think about it. Man has been eating and moving for millions of years, I think. I don't know what the time frame is, but I will tell you. You didn't see too many fat cavemen, and they didn't have much to choose from. Look at even the people in the 50s. There weren't many fat people in the 50s. What I'll tell you about food is something you've probably heard for a long time, is that you should only shop the outer edges of the grocery store, and then I say baking aisle to some extent, and then like pantry items like pastas, and you can have, store-bought spaghetti sauce on your shelf, and you can have certain staples, but all those aisles in between are aisles they came up with after the 50s, I would say, to help preserve your food and make it last longer, and then to also make it easier to make, quicker to cook. All the steps in the book to make you buy their product. And I'm saying, I still recall the fridges were small. I don't recall because I wasn't around the fridge. Maybe I was. Small fridges with the blocks of ice that you had to ice pick, and you didn't freeze things. You kept things cold, so you went to the store like every day. You went to a store to buy your fruits and vegetables. You went to another store you went to the butcher to buy your meat. You went to the baker to buy your bread and your, are you going? Okay. Thanks, buddy. He's not even looking at me. So there was a purpose for every store, and there was nothing in between that really was bad for you. I would even say some cereals, oatmeals are fine to buy at the grocery store. But all the things in the middle have preservatives in them that are making you fat. If you stuff yourself with like fruits and vegetables, and if you have to buy cookies from the bakery department. Don't buy the cookies in the cookie aisle. I'm trying to make things a little bit easier for you where you still can cheat and know exactly what's inside the baked good. A little bit at least. They don't put too many of the they don't put preservatives in there or things on the label that you can't pronounce. So if you really have to have sugar, go to the bakery department at your grocery store and check out. Will you pay more? Absolutely. Probably. Maybe. Depends on what it is. But you at least know what's in there. You know that you can at least pronounce the words that are in it. And to me, that's more important than anything. If you have to have sugar, please listen to me when I tell you, have the sugar. Because you know what's going to happen? You're not going to have the sugar. And you're going to put in all these substitutes to compensate for the sugar. And then you're going to say, what the hell? I'm going to eat it anyway. So now not only have you had the piece of whatever, I'm saying if you got to have it, but just make it smaller. It'll satisfy your craving. Take a bite even. What if you had a couple bites of whatever it was you were craving, whatever it is, and then you backed it up with fruit? The likelihood is, I wasn't going to go that way anyway. I'm going to go straight. the likelihood is that you might stop the craving and you will maybe not even eat anything else. But people need to start with just a couple bites. Just a couple. I know y'all get freaked out because you're like, I take a portion size if I'm going to have sugar the size of my head or the size of the plate. First of all, start making your plate smaller. Use the saucer. But even then, think to yourself, I just want a couple bites. Take those couple bites. Don't automatically assume you have to eat the whole thing. I hope that made sense. My whole thought process is like, if you're craving something, your body wants it, just eat it, give it what it wants, but just give it a taste. It might even be something equated with that flavor, and maybe just something that's not quite so bad for you. Say, like, I'm just going to use the example of pumpkin pie because I love pumpkin pie. They have pumpkin pie yogurt. And yes, some of them are very good. So, would I try and replace the pumpkin pie with pumpkin yogurt? Yeah. Would I put whipped cream on the top of it? Probably. See what I mean? Like, figure out a shortcut that works for you. But you're going to have to face some things about yourself that you might not have faced previously. And the main thing is that you got to find what made you pissed at food or overly excited about food. Was it a punishment? Was it a reward? That is what's going to put the end to your I gotta have, because I don't know, sometimes I ask my kids, do you feel like somebody's going to take your food away from you? Like, what is your, why is it that when you have that food, you get that kind of look on your face like, oh, this is, because I know why I do it with certain foods, but I want to know why they do it. And are they truly enjoying food, or is it just something they're eating because they have to exist? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you to be lied to, but I don't want you to lie to yourself either. Like, if you're truly got a problem with food more than just the average everyday human being, like, what is it? Why? Who did this to you? Who made you feel this way? Was it yourself? Was it your body? I had a client whose body just was like, I'm not having any of that. I mean, I'm not going to go through her whole story, but I could see why she hated food. And I just said, you know what? You need to accept what food did to you in the past and move on. Like, I didn't sound cold-hearted like that. I went through and I explained what I meant by why she had to go through and just kind of forgive food, if you will. You got to forgive it. It was not what did whatever it is to you. You're the one in charge, actually. You're the one that says, oh my God, I must have this. And I want you to start thinking about why before you do it. Because I think you'll come up with some really interesting answers, for one thing. And two, the other thing I'm going to tell you is about exercise, because frankly, exercise is such a strong word. And when I say that, I am fully aware that I am putting the connotation that you just have to like walk down the street. blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. If you truly put in 110%, 20, whatever, to your movement, and that means breathing, that means that's focusing on the muscle. You can truly do some amazing isometrics. You can do some fantastic just contractions while you're driving the car. Like I'm sitting here holding in my abdominal muscles right now. Do some expanding and contracting. Isometrically holding muscles, making them overwork. Like I'm doing that while I'm driving my car. Am I focusing on that muscle? Absolutely, because I'm the one that has to keep it contracted. So then you're asking me, but what about your breathing? And I say to you, I've been breathing exercises for years. Got my coffee. I know that sounds silly. But what I mean by that is I know how to breathe during an exercise, so I just do it subconsciously now. I don't have to make a point of focusing on it. My body knows what it's doing. It's muscle memory, and it truly is something that comes in handy quite a bit. Especially if you're somebody that uses a keyboard, you use muscle memory for your typing, which I'm still trying to figure out. It's aggravating the heck out of me. So there's the secrets, a couple of them. Excuse me. What I mean by that is I don't want them to be secrets because it's ridiculous. Like, wouldn't you want to know? Like, if I had the magic secret to, or you had the magic secret to buying a house, and if everybody knew buying houses would be like easy breezy, why wouldn't you want everybody to know about that? Like, it hurts me to see that we're just like, I understand we have to make money. I do. Believe me. You have heard my story. So, understand that I'm fighting to make money myself, but I also feel passionate about some things that I don't feel we're being completely, I don't know. All I can say to you is that it is mental. Movement is mental, eating is mental, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with taking diet pills or running 1,000 whatever miles a day, or getting on your treadmill and then going to your bicycle. I'm not saying don't do those things, especially if that's the movement you enjoy. That is what I'm saying to you is you all are approaching it like it's all or nothing, and I want you to just realize that even the movements that you make count and should be ascertained or figured out or kept track of. That's why I am all about the Fitbit and the pedometers on your phones, or keeping track of, your food and exercise intake, because then you can figure out things. You can figure out what's happening. Why are you eating it this time? Is it because somebody told you had to? Like, that's what I want. I want you to really think about it. What is it that's making you do this or that? Or what is your mindset when you go into grabbing something that's not good for you? Like, that's what I want you to really believe. If you go into this with the mindset that you believe you can accomplish whatever it is your goal is, just eating healthier, that's a great goal. But don't give me you want to lose 100 pounds and you want to find the quickest way to do it, because I'm not going to help you. And really, the same way you lost it is the same way you'll gain it back. Quicker and probably more. So I want you to stop and think. Stop and think. Two concepts that we really haven't grasped in a long time. Freeze in the moment and say to yourself, why do I need this? Or why do I want this? Or what is it that's driving me to say to myself, eat this or do this or whatever? Talk it out. Talk it out loud. Talk to somebody else. Leave me your comments. I'll help. That's what this channel's for. We're all supposed to be helping each other out. We all want each other to have their best blessed life. That's what this channel's for. Whatever your best blessed life is different than mine, than the neighbors, than the people down the street, than your other family members. Maybe you're happy where you're at, but I want you to appreciate where you're at then. So have a good day. Go out and do some great things. And more importantly, be your best self. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, ring the bell. Pass this message along. We're just trying to live a best blessed life.